The story starts with a guy named Ash who was reincarnated to life by a fairy. He woke up in a room and met a really attractive girl named Navy while he was still sleepy. When Ash woke up fully, he got really confused and thought it was all just a dream. Ash must have been really confused when he woke up and saw Navi. He probably thought he was in heaven. After that, Ash went to a school called Anne Sullivan Dragonar Academy, which is in a place called the Kingdom La Tremont. Everyone at this school owns a dragon, but Ash was famous for not having a dragon, and that was a big issue there. Ash lived in a place that followed something called the Lottery Month's rule, and things were pretty calm there, as they are in peace with the empire called the Zephyrus Empire up north, known for its machines and magic. Ash must have felt like a bit of an outcast at Anne Sullivan Dragonar Academy. In the place where Ash lives, dragons are extraordinary because La Tremont is a land where dragons are bred, and the law says that people should take care of dragons there. Owning different types of dragons shows how important someone is in society. At the academy, they make all students ride dragons as a compulsory activity. Every student must have two things: number one, a contract with a dragon, and number two, a tattoo called seikoku. I wonder if there is a dragon black market in La Tremont where people can buy and sell illegal dragons, and what kind of tattoo is seikoku? Seikoku gets engraved on every student's body. It shows that they have a bond with a dragon, like being pals. The dragon they own becomes their friend for a special journey. Usually only their owners can ride them, but Ash is different. He can ride his friend's dragon and control other people's dragon friends too. I wonder if Ash is a dragon whisperer. He must have a special gift with dragons. The Academy is hosting a dragon racing competition right now. Rebecca Randall, a third-year student, is in charge of the race. She is famous not just for her beauty, but also because she's the strongest dragon-riding expert in the Academy. She holds the title of Archdragonar and owns a dragon named Huchillian. Ash has started training as a dragon knight. He's using his friend Raymond Kirkland's dragon, Bridget, for practice. One day, while practicing, Ash accidentally collided with Princess Sylvia Lottery Month's dragon, Lancelot. This led to a fight between them when Princess Sylvia insulted Ash's friend. In the arena, Ash must win the match if he wants her to apologize. I wonder if Princess Sylvia is a bit of a bully. She sounds like she's used to getting her own way. The Anne Sullivan Dragonar Academy Riding Festival matches start the next morning. Princess Sylvia and Lancelot are quickly surrounded by some students. Ash tries to clear a path for Princess Sylvia. She and Lancelot take to the air, while Ash and Brigade stay on the ground. However, Ash loses sight of Princess Sylvia. Ash takes a break to rest Brigade. Then he hears a voice leading him into the forest. Ash follows the sound and discovers the remains of Zephora's abandoned fighter plane. Suddenly, a masked man, armed with an imperial weapon, attacks Ash. Ash believes he's a soldier from the Empire, but the man doesn't confirm it. Instead, he reveals that he's a cursed person named Nilgus. Suddenly, Ash gets attacked by a girl with red eyes and dark skin. She comes out from the woods, and her name is Anya. Anya is at the edge of a cliff and is about to fall. Ash quickly helps her. However, Anya sneakily pushes Ash down the deep cliff. In that crucial moment, Ash's tattoo glows and his pal appears. But what comes out is a beautiful girl with pink hair and no clothes. She looks very similar to the Navi from his dream. Ash can only stare at her because he is still confused. His pal takes the form of a girl suddenly, and the girl wakes up. She immediately punches Ash's face, and he bounces into the lake. Ash's friend didn't want Ash to be in charge, but she wanted to be in charge of Ash. Ash's friend kept making fun of him as if he were a pet. When it became nighttime and Ash was sleeping, his friend woke up feeling confused. Let's switch roles in the middle of the night and see who gets more bewildered game. The next morning, Rebecca and her friend Maximilian Russell visited Ash's room to register his pal officially. Max was shocked to see marks on Ash's body. When Rebecca sees Ash's female friend, she doesn't appear surprised at all. Rebecca offered her some clothes and mentioned that Professor Angela Cornwell would investigate further because she was an expert in dragons. Ash and his friend decided to go for a walk in the downtown area. Many people were interested in Ash's friend when they saw her. While they were walking, Ash's friend started feeling unwell and had a fever. Ash wanted to take her to the hospital, but she suddenly grabbed his neck. This confused everyone who saw them. Princess Sylvia and her maid, Shelley, approached them. Princess Sylvia scolded Ash because he had misunderstood something. Suddenly, Ash's friend sneezed so hard that it created a strong wind and lifted Princess Sylvia's skirt, accidentally revealing her underwear to Ash. In response, Princess Sylvia punched Ash in the face. Ouch, that escalated quickly. It turned out that the food they had just eaten had the same effect on Ash's friend as alcohol does on dragons, which they called Ansel. This had caused her to become drunk and sneeze. Ash is taking his friend for a walk to a different place. His friend keeps asking Ash to buy her many things. Finally, Ash mentions his friend's name, Iko, and quotes the dragon's name from the first breeder, Rosa Maria. Suddenly, Pasikoku on Ash and Iko's bodies emits a green light, which means their contract has been approved. Now, Ash can enter astral flow. Iko goes into the toilet and doesn't come out. Ash thinks Anya and some others have taken his friend. Then, Princess Sylvia arrives and suggests that Ash uses astral flow. Ash tries to focus on Sikoku and Iko. Astral detective mode activated. 4 green butterflies are appearing. They are guiding Ash to a strange building. Inside, there are bones stored in tubes. It turns out that Professor Cornwell is the one who has kidnapped Iko. Iko is an expert in dragon research. Professor Cornwell plans to study Iko. Ash Kane is with Princess Sylvia and Cosette Ash. Ash does not accept that his friend is being operated on, but unfortunately, Professor Cornwell is under the Academy's control. The place where they are is protected by many oracles. These oracles are connected to the fast rate bracelet in the professor's hand. This bracelet stops anyone's pal from entering the place. In this location, the professor knocks all of them unconscious. Iko screams, waking Ash up because they are also linked to astral flow. Iko runs and cries in Ash's arms. Ash wants to hug her, but Iko punches him in the face instead. The scene changes to Ash's class, and he is surprised to discover that Professor Cornwell is his teacher. Professor Cornwell is Ash's new teacher. She wears short clothes, and it makes the whole class noisy. Well, someone's taking the dress comfortably for success motto quite literally. Things change when Rebecca sits close to Ash. She whispers to Ash, teasing him. She keeps teasing Ash until his face turns red. Then, Rebecca asks Ash if he wants to join the student council. Ah, the classic save from embarrassment to extracurricular activities. Smooth, Rebecca, smooth. On the other hand, Princess Sylvia is cleaning Lancelot. She says her next goal is to become an archdragon rider. She remembers her childhood, where she made a promise to a boy. Suddenly, a raging dragon startles Princess Sylvia. Rebecca talks about the man Ash met on his recent airplane journey, Rex. Rebecca thinks it's possible that Nilgos and Anya might be spies for the kingdom, and she mentions it could be a problem. The Academy is in danger because 50 years ago, Zephyro's people mistook the Academy for a military warehouse. So now, Rebecca needs Ash to join the student council. Suddenly, they hear a commotion about a wild dragon outside the room. They see Princess Sylvia, who's known for being very demanding and not liking to lose, riding the masterless dragon. Well, that's not something you hear every day in the hallway. Maybe she gets jealous when she sees other people riding as many dragons as Ash does. Then, Rebecca jumps out of the room's window and quickly calls her friend Shulaine. Rebecca puts on her arc armor and saves Princess Sylvia. However, instead of being grateful, Princess Sylvia sees Rebecca as her rival. The scene changes to Ash and Iko eating creeps in the middle of town. It seems Iko eats creeps every day because she loves them so much. Iko asks why there are so many people gathered in front of the statue, and Ash explains that they are all tourists who came to visit. The statue they are surrounded by is that of Sendurum or Durum Lotrima, the first paladin of the Lottery Night country who lived about 500 years ago. After that, Iko is explaining something. Iko talks about a blueprint. This blueprint is stored in Dragweiss. Ash asks Iko to create a new arc using these blueprints. Iko gets angry and teases Ash, calling him her pet. Then, Rebecca arrives with Princess Sylvia. Rebecca invites Ash and Iko to dine at the Ryagat restaurant. Rebecca says she's going with Princess Sylvia because she had an earlier appointment. Princess Sylvia wins the Anne Sullivan Dragonar Academy Riding Festival contest. She wants to invite her friend to join her for a meal, but Princess Sylvia, who is sitting next to her, only frowns. Now let's shift our focus to Mildos and Enya, who are in the country of Arkstrada. They are both looking at the city. Suddenly, Nilgas takes his sword and raises it to call upon the messengers of heaven. He does this with a loud roar and dark lightning. Iko immediately feels that something bad is about to happen. The sky turns completely black and red. Soon after, a gray dragon appears and destroys the city, causing horrific damage with people's skin peeling off. The dragon holds Iko with ropes coming from its body. Rebecca doesn't stay quiet. She quickly throws her large spear called Gal Bold. She throws it and immediately pierces the strong shield of the big dragon. Rebecca wants to destroy the gray dragon's head, but it turns out the head can grow back on its own after being crushed. Then, Ash slaps Princess Sylvia to wake her up. He asks Princess Sylvia to help using Lancelot against the dragon. Ash plans to tame the gray dragon. It doesn't take long for Ash to witness the monster swallow Eco. After that, Lancelot appears, and Eco's clothes are torn apart. Well, that's quite the dramatic entrance, Lancelot. Natty has an arc that fits Ash's body size. She finds this out when she touches Ash's body in a dream. Echo decides to use arc shard blueprints to create something that Ash will use later. Echo uses her connection with Ash to gather the shards. After Echo finishes casting a few spells, Ash appears in his armor. Ash then gets on the back of Necromantia and makes it his companion since the monster doesn't resist. Ash brings the monster up and sees its past with its master. Then Ash takes out his sword to bring back Echo, and the dark sky becomes bright again. The monster disappears along with the bright light from Ash's sword. They both fall from the sky, but Princess Sylvia and Lancelot save them right away. After the incident, everyone throws a party. Rebecca asks Princess Sylvia and Ash to join the student council. They accept the offer. Rebecca thanks them with a kiss, which makes Echo mad. Princess Sylvia remembers her past when she was 7. A boy helped her find the mother dragon. Meanwhile, Ash is looking at a dragon doll in his cupboard, wanting to get it. Ash remembers something, but he can't remember it clearly. It happened during a student council meeting where Rebecca introduced 3 new members: Princess Sylvia, in charge of disciplinary matters, Ash himself, who handles general affairs, and Eco, who serves as their mascot. When Ash's friend entered the room, Ash felt embarrassed and nervous. Rebecca then asked Eco to say hello, but Eco surprised everyone by roaring instead. Everyone in the room laughed at Eco. Ash tried to calm the situation by explaining that this was just Eco's way of making everyone like them. Ash and Eco are doing their first task right now. Their task is to remove some posters that were put up without permission. While Ash's class is studying on their own, Ash's friend comes over. He teases Eco and pets her on the head. Eco gets really mad, and instead of just talking, she punches Ash's friend and he falls to the ground. After that, Eco joins a group of students. This group is led by a very pretty student named Jessica Valentine. She is like a leader in their group. Their group is called the Silver Knight Fan Club. They have someone in their group named Lynette Worth who represents them. The leader, Jessica, asks them about what happened with the Necromantia princess, Sylvia. She tells them to leave because they disturbed the class. Then, they start fighting with each other. Princess Sylvia is trying to remind Jessica about discipline, but Jessica is expressing her desire to have a child with the Silver Knight. Everyone present is shocked to hear Jessica's words. Lynette mentions that Princess Sylvia is in the same place as the Silver Knight. When Necromantia arrives riding Lancelot, Jessica asks Princess Sylvia if she knows who the Silver Knight is. Ash tries to step in and asks Jessica to leave, but instead Jessica insults Ash. It doesn't take long for Rebecca to enter the scene. Jessica forces Rebecca to give her information about Necromantia. Then, Rebecca walks up to Jessica and whispers something that embarrasses her. Finally, Jessica gets really mad and leaves, and she takes the rest of her group with her. It turns out that Jessica isn't from a fancy family. Instead, her family has been serving the Randall family for many generations. Rebecca uses this information to scare Jessica so she won't get into trouble. Rebecca says that Jessica is actually a good kid. Her love for the Silver Knights made her tell all those lies, but if Jessica can find the Silver Knight, she becomes a noble. Jessica plans to target Ash's seat. Eco asks Ash about a seat and its taste, but Ash and the others don't answer. Eco feels ashamed and sad as she looks for answers. Then, Rebecca talks about their main topic today, which is Princess Sylvia's sister, Princess Veronica La Tremont. She is coming to Sullivan Dragonar Academy to see how necromancy is affecting the students who were there. When Princess Sylvia hears this, she covers her ears and screams as if she has a painful memory. Cosette tells the others that Princess Veronica is known as the tough and strong Valkyrie. And that's where today's story ends. To know what happens next, comment down below and we'll see you in the next one.